This is Braden Montgomery as a little dude saying, play me or trade me. Well, you got what you wanted, my man. He traded yesterday
That's too funny.
from the Red Sox to the White Sox. Welcome, Braden. Nice to see you in person. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So hit us with the emotion and, like, where were you when you got the phone call? I mean, you're a young guy. You weren't expecting it to happen yesterday, and here we go. You're trading uniforms.
Yeah, for sure. I was at the cages like normal, and I got hit up and was told that a unique situation presented itself, and that Red Sox were going to make a move for Crochet, which is understandable, obviously. Guy's really good. So, yeah, I'm just excited to, I guess, to have something going on. It's obviously early on in my pro career, so it's weird to have movement like this, but it's
Trading,
cool.
trading your chowder for deep dish pizza.
It might be a strange question, but you've been playing AAU, this top-end baseball for so long, even through the MLB pipeline and all that stuff. Did you ever face Crochet?
No, I think because he was so far removed from my age group. I think he might have been drafted the year before I went into college.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I knew it was close, though, because you were playing as a freshman in college at Stanford. I thought you may have crossed paths with him. Hey, so let's talk about getting traded. I mean, this is so rare that you got drafted in July. We just had you in Texas at the draft.
Right.
And then boom. So you don't see #1 picks get traded that often this early. How many people called you and said, man, what?
A million. Yeah, it's been crazy. Just the whole past 24 hours has been wild. Just a whirlwind of emotions. It's been exciting, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel yet.
So as the draft was approaching last year, you start hearing from different teams, and obviously you ended up with the Red Sox picking you, which was a surprise in a sense because of your injury, dropped you down to the Sox. Did the White Sox, were they one of the teams that you thought were going to pick you?
Yeah, going through the process and speaking with them, I really enjoyed talking with them in the front office, and the feedback I had heard from my advisor and my coach at Texas A&M, because he has a good relationship with Mike Shirley. I'd all heard that the White Sox are really interested. They really loved me, but obviously with the draft, you never know how things shake out. So it's
what
cool
pick did they have?
Fifth.
They had the 5th pick, so he might have been a White Sox anyway.
Look, I mean, you weren't a secret to anybody. It's not like, you know, they went and drafted down and found this kid nobody had ever heard of. I want to talk to you about the hit tool. How long have you been switch hitting? Where were you natural? Were you on one side or the other? Do you feel more comfortable? Talk about the art of switch hitting as a young guy.
Yeah, started when I was 10, natural righty, but now it feels as if I'm natural on both sides just from how long I've been doing it. Wouldn't trade it for anything. I think I would never want to go in there and see lefty slider, but so thankful to be able to do both, and I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to find the best swing on both sides of the plate.
Are you more like a lot of the traditional balance of switch hitters is more pop from the left, more contact from the right? Do you fall into that category, or do you feel like you're even both sides?
I wouldn't say so. I say it depends on the day.
Do you try to be a certain way, or are you trying to be the same on both sides?
Right. I think that also kind of depends on where I'm at in the year. I think in the off season, I'm definitely approaching it as individual things and wanting to just optimize the movements on both sides, and then in season it's more of a maintenance thing. And all right, how was yesterday, and then what do we need to do to improve and just be at the best competitive mode today.
All right, so you're really like the modern player today. You're like in the mix. All right, #1 pick, but you went to Stanford, transferred, entered the portal, got NIL money, went to A&M, played in the big team. You're really what we're seeing happening a lot in college sports, and so I'm curious what that was like through that whole process and how you landed to where you are today. But going through the portal, the transfer, all that, talk to our viewers a little bit about that and what kids are going through when they deal with that.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions for sure. I mean, you think about kids growing up and having to move around and switch schools a lot. No one really enjoys it, and so getting in one spot and being there for 2 years and not really, like, when you make a college commitment, you're not, I mean, I don't know how other guys are, you're not planning on leaving or anything, so you're making that commitment, you're going for 3 or 4 years, and then going through that, forming those bonds and being in that spot, it's amazing. I love my time, and then sometimes you kind of step back and you reflect on your personal journey and look at, I guess, where you want to go and what the best next steps are. And sometimes it doesn't really align with those around you or the spot you've been in. And that's kind of how the situation was. Really, really emotional, obviously, but it was something I tried to make like an objective decision on and try to make the best decision for me and the family, I guess, going forward.
So for you, when did baseball, like, you go to Stanford,
Yeah.
most people were thinking, he's in Stanford, he's getting a Stanford degree, I'm staying all the way through. I'm sure you had teammates that decided that. At some point, you had to say, I'm going to be in the big leagues quick, and I'm looking for another place to go that's going to get me to the big leagues. Was that what happened in your process?
Yeah, I'd say for sure. Like I was saying earlier, a big part of that process, my guy Jeremy Eisenhower, he lives in Tomball, Texas. And so having him close as a resource like that, not just for hitting, but as like a mental resource, being able to be with him and talk with him all the time is big for my game. And so I thought that helped me to take a big stride this past year. But yeah, obviously a lot of.
Hey, so last thing before we let you go, I gotta ask you this question because most of us watched you have that injury, the ankle injury in the postseason last year in college. How are you doing? Where are you at? Are you back to running, moving, and 100%?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I went down there to Fort Myers, Florida, to work with the Red Sox staff, and they were awesome. They got me back on my feet, and I'm moving around, feeling great again. Back up to sprinting and hitting and everything, and ready for regular gameplay.
No pressure. I mean, getting ready to visit with you today, I was looking around online, fishing around at scouting reports and things that have been said and written about you. Dave Parker's arm, Jason Hayward's leadership abilities, Carlos Beltran's switch hitting skills. No big deal.
That's pretty decent.
I mean, who was your favorite player? Do you have
Derek
a favorite?
Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
It's good. I like when we talk to young guys and who's your favorite player growing up, and you say like, like Luis Ariz or somebody who's still playing.
Right.
Right? Because you are 3 generations away from the guys that Harold and I grew up watching play. But, man, you're on your way. We wish you nothing but the best. You got a great management team at Rock Nation. On your way. White Sox property. Here we go. Starring on the South
I will
Side.
not be shocked if he's not in the big leagues this year.
Oh,
Wouldn't
Harold
shock
putting
me.
it right out there. There
Wouldn't
it is,
shock
Chris
me.
Getz.
Let's get it.
You hear
Let's
that?
get it.
Let's
Wouldn't
go.
shock me
Braden, thanks
at
for being
all.
here.
Thank you,
Best of
guys.
luck in
Thanks for having me.
2025.